Yo, what's poppin', my people? It's your big homie Crooks Degree, aka CTG, and today I'm going to be giving you guys some tips to help you guys get started off on the right foot in Undisputed. Now, for those of you guys that didn't know, if you pre-ordered the WBC edition of Undisputed, you got 3 days early access, which means the game is available for you to play right now. And with that being said, I wanted to give you guys some tips to help you guys get started off on the right foot in Undisputed. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Now, the first tip that I have for you is going to be finding the right boxer to fit the playstyle you want to have in Undisputed. Now, why is this super important? Because this is going to make for an easier time for you when you decide to jump in online fights. If you want to be a counter striker, to give you guys an example here in the heavyweight division, maybe you're going to want to choose somebody like a Tyson Fury or an Usyk. Those guys' styles are not built purely on aggressiveness. They can step back. They're very methodical fighters. They pick their shots, and they can kind of counter the hell out of you if you make mistakes. Muhammad Ali is a good example as well. Both of them, they can be used as counter strikers as well. But if you want to be a little bit more of an aggressive style of fighter, somebody who really wants to stay in your opponent's face and make them feel uncomfortable, then maybe you want to go with somebody like Rocky Marciano or Joe Frazier or Joe Louis or everybody's favorite, Deontay Wilder, Mr. 98 right-hand power himself. Because we know the Bronze Bomber loves to put pressure on people and get them up out of there. So, finding a boxer that fits your style is super important straight off the rip, because we all know what kind of fighters we really want to be when we're heading into an online fight. Now, the second tip that I have for you guys is learning the basic mechanics of the game. Learning the basic mechanics of the game, and what I mean by that is learning the footwork speed, learning the angles that you can cut, learning what slips what, learning how to close the distance, how to land, which strike counters which strike. Like if you throw a right hook, which strike is a good counter to that? What does it leave open? Understanding all of the mechanics about Undisputed is going to make, and it's going to make you better, number one, and it's going to start you off in the right direction, because there's going to be a lot of people that are buying this game that come out and literally just start to chuck a whole bunch of punches at people. They really, really are. I streamed this game for 3.5 hours earlier, and I ran into a lot of people that were legit just throwing power punches at me, and they gassed themselves out, and I didn't even go to a decision with them. I just purely knocked them out. So learning the game mechanics is super important, because once you get a hang of that, you're already that much farther than a lot of the opponents you're going to run into, especially ones that are getting the game late. The third tip that I have for you is going to be patient. My people, I cannot stress this enough. Even if you are an aggressive fighter, you have to be patient. If you decide you want to get into a brawl every second of every round, I promise you, you will get finished. You will. I promise you. Because this game caters more towards fight IQ. Paying attention to what your opponent is throwing. Paying attention to their rhythm. Paying attention. Are they only walking forward? Are they moving laterally? Are they only throwing off one side? It kind of caters towards having good fight IQ by kind of just slowing the pace down. So, you need to exhibit patience. If you're an aggressive fighter, put them on the back foot. But that does not mean that you need to go all crazy on them and just start launching these punches, because if you do that, you're going to get countered, and before you know it, you're going to gas yourself out and you're going to get finished damn near every single time. So, working on your patience and understanding that you're not always going to be looking for a finish. Sometimes you're going to need to set things up and get decisions and be okay with that. You feel me? It's a tough thing, even for myself, that I'm a finisher in UFC. It was a tough thing for me to have to adapt to as well. The fourth tip that I have for you is going to be stamina management. Stamina management is going to be super important, especially if you're playing in the heavier weight classes, because the more stamina you lose, the more open you are to eating high damaging shots. Now, remember what I said earlier about being super aggressive? The more aggressive you are, the more stamina you're going to use, and the easier it's going to be for your opponent to land that one shot kill shot on you in Undisputed. So, watching your stamina and being aware of how many punches you're throwing, and if you're actually connecting on the block or if you're whiffing, is super, super important, because, like I said, if you gas yourself out, you're going to be easy pickings out there for any player that really any player, whether it be a beginner, an intermediate player, or an elite level player, they're going to get you up out of there. So be aware of your stamina management, because the more aware of it you are, the better off you're going to be. And the last tip that I'm going to have for you guys is learning the angles. This game is very, very tricky, because you can cut angles, and where if you come from UFC, the camera angles kind of switch. Like they're very weird. But in this game, the angles really flow, right? So you can create a lot of opportunities offensively with guys like Lomachenko, who I'll show you guys right here. Lomachenko literally has, where is it at? It's the Prince 2, the first trait that he has. Increases damage of all directional punches by 15%. So if he cuts an angle on you and hits you from any direction, not just forward, it's gonna deal more damage. So cutting angles and understanding which exit angles you can take in the game is gonna take your game to the next level. I promise you. It's gonna put you ahead of a lot of people who just kind of go walk forward. They just want to go forward and go back and go forward and go back. If you're able to cut angles and understand escape angles and which punches land which way, you're going to be at that much more of an advantage. And you're going to see it's going to be pretty easy for you to land damaging shots, because your opponent's not going to know what the hell to do. So learning angles, learning distance management, and learning footwork speed all kind of just go hand in hand. And the quicker you get that down, the more damage you're going to do, and the better off you're going to be in Undisputed. But that's it for the video, guys. If you guys have any more tips that you can help your fellow players out, feel free to drop a comment in the comment section and let me know. What do you guys think about the tips I just gave you? Are they helpful? Are they useful? Are they not? Let me know. I'm always accepting of feedback on my content. But until the next video, my people, take it easy, be safe, enjoy the rest of your guys' day, afternoon, evening, wherever you guys are watching this from. If you're new to the channel, make sure to slap that subscribe button, as well as slap that like button, so this video does get tossed into the YouTube algorithm. And until next time, take it easy, and I'll see y'all in the next video.